Welcome back. The General Services Administration has more than 150 generative AI pilots in progress. The administrator of GSA, Robin Carnahan, says generative AI tools are going to be, quote, a giant help for GSA to provide shared services across government. Rob Carey is president of Cloudera Government Solutions. He's former Principal Deputy Chief Information Officer at DOD and former CIO of the Navy. Rob, welcome. It's great to see you again. What should agencies be thinking about now as they're looking at integrating AI solutions, whether it's a pilot program or something that they've decided to move out on, into their regular workflows, into their regular ways of doing business?
Thanks for having me, Francis. So what agencies, in my mind, should think about is, A, where's the data? This is a data problem. AI doesn't provide any value unless you can harness the data, locate it, move it, and then get it ready for analytics. And then the next thing is, do you know what problem you're trying to solve? It sounds simple, but at the same time, knowing the problem you want to solve, the connected data, bringing it in, running the analytics, that's the name of the game. There is an order to the madness here. The government is, in fact, doing many pilots. That's good, because you're learning how you do this.
What should one learn from the pilot that one is running then?
Well, you're going to learn the magnitude, the flow. You're going to perfect the model. That's the point, is, the model gives you a repeatable answer, meets your expectations, and now you know how to create the language learning models, the vector databases, the infrastructure necessary to move AI forward.
So when you talk about where the data is, are you talking about where it is from an infrastructure perspective? Are we in the cloud? Do we have a hybrid cloud infrastructure? That kind of thing? Or are you talking about some other kind of where the data is?
No, that's exactly. Where is the data located? Can I move it into the data lakehouse, a central place where I can run my analytics on it? That's important. If you don't know where it is, and if it is in several different places, several different types of architectures, right, then you want to get it into a central place or be able to access it from a central location and then do your analytics.
So regarding then the security that has to be around that, are people still asking you the same questions about FedRAMP certification and those kinds of things that they were 3 years ago, 5 years ago, or has that dialogue changed, do you think?
It is enabling the security wrapper around the public cloud data. That's where FedRAMP and hybrid intersect, right? The data will not likely be in the public cloud completely. It will likely not be on-prem completely. So FedRAMP still plays because part of the data is in fact connected in that manner. So once you understand that, now the security envelope of inside the firewall of that agency and the FedRAMP-enabled public cloud have to mesh so that from a single pane of glass, you can command and control that data.
All right, a chief data officer told me recently 3 C's that are important to her job: collection, collation, and curation of the data. Which of those is either the most important, or which of those do you think people get wrong most of the time when they're trying to think about these things?
I think they're all important. They are the first 3 steps of any data lifecycle. The last 2 steps are, put it in a serving mode and serve it up and then run the analytics on it. So at the end of the day, those first 3 have to be done properly and correctly. Otherwise, you don't get to do the back half, which is high-end analytic. It could be machine learning, it could be AI.
Is there an infrastructure solution, equation, whatever, that you've seen that works best for agencies to do all of these things?
Not really, because in my opinion, we're still experimenting. There are some production AI systems blossoming across government, but at the same time, there's a lot of experimentation going on across the government to get that, exactly what you just said, get that right. Dial that in, now we'll replicate.
What should people be looking at then as they're doing that experimentation? What results should they be analyzing and paying the most attention to?
Those that are repeatable and answering the mission question that has been asked, right? So that's what you got to understand. We're not doing AI for AI's sake. We're doing AI to further the mission, whether it is making some system more effective, right? It's better at what it does, or making it more efficient, saving the taxpayers money.
Is that pretty much then the measure for success? That's usually what I ask to wrap up a segment like this, is how does one know that one is succeeding? Is doing those things pretty much it, or are there other markers to pay attention to?
They're the main markers. As a former CIO, I cared about 2 things. You're solving my problem operationally, so that's effectiveness, or you're saving me money, that's efficiency. If you're doing both, I'm a happy guy.
Rob, it's great to see you again.
Great to see you again, Francis. Thank you.
You can read more about generative AI in government on today's show page at fedgovtoday.com.